Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Jenifer and I post beauty and fashion videos. So if you like that type of content, definitely consider subscribing down below. And as you can tell by the title of this video, I wanted to share with you my top 5 favorite fall eyeshadow palettes. Holy tongue twister. But before we jump into today's video, make sure you go follow me over on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Like to Know It yet, definitely head over there. It's a free app and give me a follow. I'm posting a ton of sale alerts, fashion favorites, beauty favorites, all sorts of good content over there. So without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So when it comes to fall makeup looks, I feel like a lot of people gravitate towards the neutrals, the different shades of brown, as well as some of the darker green shades, olive greens, mustard yellows, definitely true fall colors. And sometimes it can be hard to find the right palette for your fall makeup look. So for today's video, I wanted to share with you my top 5 favorite palettes that I use for fall. So let's jump into the first palette. And the first palette is probably my favorite right now, and it is the Patrick Ta palette. And the one thing I love about this palette is not only are the colors just absolutely beautiful, but you have your perfect blends of mattes and shimmers. And then over here you have your 2 cream shadows, which are really great bases for your makeup look. So this is definitely one of my top favorite palettes right now. I just feel like with this palette, you can really create any look, whether it be a daytime look for work, or if you want to darken it up a little bit, if you're going out at night. I just find this palette to be very versatile, and I think it would look good on everybody, and it's one of those palettes that is good for beginners or those who are more experienced. So this is palette number 1. Palette number 2 is from a more affordable brand, and it is from Colourpop. It is the All Forestite, the Raw Beauty Christie X Colourpop collection. I loved this palette when it first launched. The color story to me is perfection. It is literally the definition of fall. I use all of these colors up top pretty regularly, but even the green down here is just stunning. I think this is a really good palette if you are looking for a palette that has all of those fall colors, the oranges, the yellows, the browns, the greens. This is definitely it. One reason why I really love this palette is because of the amount of mattes. I'm somebody that loves matte shadows because I have hooded eyes. Sometimes the shimmer shades, they will transfer to the top brow bone area, which is not the end of the world, but if I wanted it to be very different, I have to do a cut crease, which takes more time. So for everyday looks, I'm a matte shadows girl. So this right here, this whole palette is totally my vibe. So if you're somebody that has hooded eyes, that doesn't want to deal with shimmer shades every day, this is a great option. Moving on to palette number 3 is an oldie but goodie, and it is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. And one of the reasons I love this palette, again, is for the color story. I just feel like between the yellows, the browns, kind of these darker purple, blue shades, I feel like this is a very versatile palette. No matter what look you are trying to create, there's a shadow in here for every look, every style, every skill level. I really love this palette. And especially this Destiny color. Oh, it's so beautiful. I really love the Anastasia Beverly Hills matte formulas. I think they perform really well. I will say that some of her shimmer shades, I don't know what it is, but every single palette I've gotten, they do crumble after a while and then just kind of become a mess. but her matte formula is one of my favorites. So if you have this palette, definitely dig it out from your drawer because it is a great everyday fall palette. All right, so palette number 4 is another one that I have used daily for forever, it seems like. Actually, I want to say since Christmas, because I did receive this as a gift last Christmas, and since then I have literally used this palette so much, and I'm to the point where I need another one. So if it looks a little rough, bear with me, but it is a really good palette, and it is another one by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it is none other than the Soft Glam 2 palette. Now there is a regular Soft Glam palette. It's a much bigger palette. It's the same size as the Subculture palette, but I like this one because it's, I want to say portable, but it is travel friendly, but I just love the colors that are in here. Obviously Incest, you can tell, is my favorite color from this palette, but I also use Dusty Rose and Orange Soda all the time. I love how this palette can be very daytime friendly, and then you have the darker colors at the bottom that can transform your look into a nighttime look. I really love this palette. I cannot stress it enough. And I think this palette is very, very affordable at only $25, give or take. So if you are wanting a fall palette, but you don't want to commit to a bigger one, or maybe a larger palette isn't in your price range, definitely check this one out. Like I said, I love it, and I am going to repurchase another one. And last but not least, palette number 5 is one of my fall and winter go-to palettes, and it is the Glam palette by Natasha Denona. I love this palette as well. I find the color story to be just perfect for fall and winter. I love that you have your different types of finishes. So you have your mattes, you have your shimmers in here. So it really is a great palette for every day, for everybody, and every skill level. I don't feel like these colors are too aggressive for somebody who is a beginner at makeup. I don't find this palette to be very intimidating, especially if you are somebody who is still learning how to do makeup, or if you're somebody that just wants to do a basic look every single day. This is a great work palette as well. I know my palette is a little bit dirty, but this is one that I use pretty regularly, especially for my work looks. I do still work full time, so in the mornings when I'm getting ready, this is just a great grab and go palette, and it's pretty simple to put a look together. So this had to be in my top 5 favorites for fall eyeshadows because I just think it applies to everybody, and I really love this palette. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video on my top 5 favorite fall eyeshadow palettes. Let me know down in the comments what palette you love for fall, what palette is something that you can use every day. I would love to know. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It does help out my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.